YouTube, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hope everyone's having a dope day. Today I got a beastie video for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys the ultimate Apex Legends improvement guide. This video is mainly for beginners and struggling players, so if you're a little bit more advanced, this video might not be for you. But if you're a new player, if you're a noob, you know what I'm saying, if you're struggling, you stuck in a certain elo like silver or gold or something, for example, this video is gonna greatly help you guys. I'm gonna give you guys literally from beginning to end, from going from a new player to a noob all the way to smacking people, dominating, getting some kills, and seeming like you're a low-key little predator out there. So before we get straight into this video, make sure you guys leave a like down below. It helps me so much to grow on YouTube. Please leave a like. Excuse me. If you guys find this video useful anyway, it's gonna help me so much to grow on YouTube. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We grinding a bunch of Apex Legends content on the channel and on the way, so you make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss when I upload. And with that being said, let's get straight into today's video, because this video, like I said, is a beastie one. I'm gonna show you guys how to literally go from new player all the way, you know what I'm saying, to damn near predator. So let's get to it.
This one is repping, oh my god, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always repping, oh my god.
All right, so like I said, we starting from the scratch. Like, this video is bare bones, starting from zero. If you just get on the Apex, you're a new player, the very first thing you guys are going to do is get the best settings for you guys. So I'm gonna link my best settings. I'm gonna throw up a picture so you guys can see what the video looks like. I have the link down in the description so you guys can see what settings that I use. But you guys are going to first have to mess around with the settings and get the best settings. Like, for example, changing the field of view, literally, you know what I'm saying, that literally zooms you in and zooms you out. So literally go check out that video. There's a bunch of other videos on YouTube as well you can see if you don't like my settings, but I feel like my settings are the best settings. So the very first thing you guys want to do is get you guys the settings to the best settings possible. So like I said, go check out that video of mine if you guys want to see my settings that I use and recommend. But like I said, you can kind of use any settings that you want. But now that you guys got y'all settings together, okay, you feel me? So this is where we get to it, you feel me? So the very first thing in Apex Legends you need to master is aiming. Without good aim, you're not gonna be getting no kills. You're gonna be just damaging people. They're gonna be running away from you, and it's gonna be annoying. So once you got your settings, like I said, once you got your settings and everything all together, we gotta get that aim together. So I recommend coming into the firing range, and playing around with some of the weapons in here. Me personally, I like to use my favorite weapons. My go-to is the R99 and R301. I really love these guns to play around with, experiment. But literally, you can literally play around with any weapon you want. For example, just because I'll show you me using the flatline. So the very first thing you guys are gonna want to master is recoil control. This is gonna help you guys get you aim, you know what I'm saying, how it should be. So for example, when you just pull the trigger in Apex Legend, your gun will literally fly up. It was going to recoil pattern that the gun is designed to shoot in. So as you guys can see, the R99, it starts shooting at the target and then it goes above his head. So I'm not doing a lot of damage if all the bullets were to hit him. So literally, just to negate that, literally all you have to do is recoil control. So if the gun is shooting upwards, literally all you have to do is on your analog stick, your right analog stick. And granted, I should probably mention I'm playing on console. So if you're on PC, this is the same thing. You're just gonna just go the opposite direction. So for example, my gun is shooting up, so then I'll literally just pull the analog stick down, and this will literally keep my aim and my accuracy and all my bullets on the dummy. So for example, again, I'll show you, that's just normal, and this is what happens when I do recoil control. As you can see, literally all the damage hits the dummy. I'll show you guys one more time. No recoil control, and then now this is with recoil control. All the bullets pretty much go towards the dummy, and then I'll show you guys again just with recoil control. So you can see I'm literally melting the dummies. You know what I'm saying? That's recoil control. And now this is without recoil control. You guys, you see the difference? The gun just flies up. The gun just flies up. You see what I'm saying? And now this is with recoil control. Literally just all the damage is hitting your target. So that's the very first thing, is you guys need to master recoil control. And every gun has a little bit different of a recoil. So for example, the flatline, now it does shoot similar, like it goes up, but it doesn't shoot exactly as fast in how the R99 does, but it's pretty much the same exact thing. When you pull the trigger, it has recoil. Now this gun likes to go up and to the left a little bit. As you guys can see the recoil pattern, like when I shoot, it goes up and towards the left a little bit. Boom. So now let me show you guys the recoil control. Literally, you're doing the exact same thing. As the gun goes up and to the left a little bit, you're going to pull your analog stick down and to the right a little bit. So let me show you again. So now all the bullets literally hit on the dummy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of no recoil control, I'll show you guys again. You guys can see it's like going crazy. But then when we add that recoil control, we smacking them, you know what I'm saying? So that's literally the first and the most important thing you guys need to master, is recoil control and practicing your aim. Even you guys can practice on some of these targets. I recommend using the dummies, but literally you can go in and just kind of experiment with all the different guns. Every gun has a different pattern. Even with the Prowler, the 3-round burst, you feel me, for example, if you don't do no recoil control, the gun will still just, you know what I'm saying, kind of do it once. And then even with this gun, you can kind of give it a lot more direction. So literally just come in here, play around with the different weapons. The best weapons to use and stuff like that. If you guys want to see a video like that for season 25, let me know down in the comments. I will make one for you guys. Me personally, I love the R99. It's just one of my favorite guns since day one, and the R301. So I always use these two guns. Literally, you can come around and literally experiment with all of them. Some guns don't have recoil control, obviously, because they're snipers and stuff like that, so you can't do it with the sniper. But I even recommend still coming in here and practicing your aim with snipers and stuff like that, practicing getting headshots, practicing how some of the snipers work. This is a little bit more for my advanced users or my intermediate players, you know what I'm saying, for the snipers and stuff like that, because if you miss, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot harder. But if you're not saying you're more of a new player, I really just recommend using the auto rifles and stuff like that. But come into the firing range for about like 10 minutes a day. You don't need too much time, and just practice your recoil control, practice shooting at your dummies, practice shooting at some of the targets. You can either shoot at some of the farther targets at a distance, you know what I'm saying, and just practice. Literally just practice your aim, because without aim in Apex Legends, bro, you're not going to do too much. It's going to be kind of frustrating, just because a lot of people are going to be getting away from you, because this game has a time to kill. So you want your aim to be A1. So that's the very first tip for, or actually first two tips I got for you guys, is your settings. Make sure you guys got your settings together. Like I said, I'll have a link to my settings in the description. And then your aim, y'all got to get in here and y'all got to practice y'all aim. Y'all aim is the very first thing you guys need to master to get at this game. So let's move on to my next tip. Okay, so now that y'all got y'all settings together, y'all got y'all aim together, you know what I'm saying, let's get on to the next important thing, and that is movement. Apex Legends is phenomenal and is amazing for a variety of reasons, but the movement is probably one of the biggest things. This game's movement is crazy. Literally, you can literally do parkour on this game, which is dope. Literally, like, even for example, you can literally hang on ledges and stuff like that. This game's movement is literally what makes this game unique. There's zip lines, there's so many different things you can do. But the very first thing, I was just showing you guys some of the things you can do with the movement. But the very first thing I recommend to master with the movement is literally just slide jumping. So literally just running, slide, and jumping. Running, slide, jump. Run, slide, jump. Oh, I fucked that up a little bit. Slide, jump. This is the very first thing you guys need to master. This is the fundamentals of Apex. It's just, instead of running with your gun out, for example, if I ran all the way down here with my gun out, it's gonna take me a while. But if you see, if I slide jump, I actually go faster than just regularly running. So this is one of the first movement skills you guys need to master, and it's real simple. You just literally run, slide. As soon as you finish your slide, you just jump. Run, slide, jump. And then to make it even faster, if you put your gun away by holding triangle on controller, I'm not sure what it is on PC, just put your gun away and just do the same thing. You run even faster. This is going to help with you guys' movement. This is going to get you to places a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Movement is very, very important in Apex Legends. So just mastering this one skill is going to be really, really important. And then after you guys master slide jumping, which is very simple, the next movement tip, just practice running up and climbing up walls. This is probably one of the most important things because a lot of buildings are 2-story buildings. So for example, you might not think you can climb this wall, but if you come onto the barrels here and then you just climb all the way up, literally at your last jump, you can make it. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people think they can't climb this wall, but honestly you can. So I really recommend. Ooh, I messed it up a little bit. See, sometimes I even mess up, but you got to practice. You get what I'm saying? So you literally just practice different movement techniques. Oh, look, there's so look at all this. Literally, I'm climbing all this just off of the fact that you can in Apex, because the movement I kind of got stuck a little bit. Is really unique to the game. Here, this is probably a better example. I was trying to show you an example like this. I'll come over here for you guys. So like I said, the movement. So boom, practice getting to high areas quickly. Practice climbing. I really recommend practice climbing. Even doing things like this is which is really cool in Apex Legends. Some legends are really hard to get to on the top, so you can utilize doors. You can climb on doors. Literally, Apex is literally a parkour map. Literally, you can literally damn near climb and get on top of anything, which is really, really cool. And which is why one of the reasons Apex Legends is so popular. So practice climbing, practice your slide jumping. Slide jumping honestly is the most important, and then climbing also, because a lot of people will use high ground. A lot of people will sit on top of areas like this and just shoot you from up top, and they have an advantage over you. So if you can just practice getting up there like real quick, or getting up there in a way the enemy might not expect it, you're gonna have a little slight edge. So for example, if I was to try to get up here, most people would just, you know what I'm saying, come this way. But like a little sneak way you can climb onto here and then literally just do that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things and so many ways you can practice your movement on Apex, which is, like I said, why this game is super, super unique. So mastering movement is critical. And even moving on, kind of, it's gonna go into the next tip a little bit. Even some legends have movement abilities. So master your movement. I'm not gonna talk too much about that right now. We're gonna get that into the next tip, but master your movement. That's what's gonna give you guys a huge edge over your competition. So with that being said, let's get into the next one. Okay, so for my next tip I got for you guys, like I kind of just mentioned a little bit, is legend abilities. You guys want to know your legend abilities. Here, let me put up the legends real quick. Every legend has different abilities. Literally, y'all can see. A Pathfinder, he has the grapple hook and the zip line. Wraith, she has Into the Void and a Dimensional Rift. Every legend has different abilities. If you know every single legend's abilities, it's going to give you an edge in the game, because sometimes in the game I know what a certain legend can do and can't do, so I know if I can push or I can't push. But without that being said, mastering your own legend's abilities is probably the most important thing, just because you can know what you can do in certain situations. So for example, for Ash, she has this tether here, so if I throw it at someone, they can't really run too much outside of that tether. And it's very, very useful to catch people that's trying to run away from you. So it helps you to be aggressive. Also, she has an ultimate to where you can literally pretty much teleport yourself super, super far away if you need to. So that gives yourself an escape. So if you're being real aggressive, you know how to escape. Or like I said, just for example, if you're in a fight or in a team fight, you're shooting and you throw your tether. You want to know your legend's abilities so you can actually utilize them in gunfights and in your matches. For example, Gibby's more of a tank and more of a shield, so he'll kind of sit back a little bit more. But when you need to pop that bubble, instead of just talking, since we're actually in the firing range, I'll show you guys. So Gibby's more of a tank. So sometimes he'll sit back a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, helping and supporting his team. But then when he needs to, you feel me, you can throw your shield out and help your team up. You get what I'm saying? So you guys need to know and understand your Legends abilities. It's going to help you guys so much in the game. It kind of sounds basic and straightforward, but I see a lot of newer players that are actually not using the Legend abilities. They're just playing it like it's Call of Duty or like it's another normal game, but you guys got to utilize your abilities to make you guys even better. So first, just knowing your abilities, like I said, is going to give you an edge, but knowing all the Legends abilities, honestly, is going to take you guys to the next level, because in certain situations you will know what someone's going to do or what they can do in that situation. So you might not be as aggressive, you might not push as much, or you might be aggressive because you know that they can't really run away from you. For example, Gibby, like Ash, I don't have a teleport. I can't just teleport up there. I can't just, you know what I'm saying, get away quickly. If you see me and I'm low on health, you can pretty much push me and kill me because I have no way to get away from you. I just have defensive abilities. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, understanding your Legends abilities is the next step. So just going to the firing range. Honestly, the firing range, bro, this area is so useful. You guys need to come in here and practice. You know what I'm saying? Practice makes perfect, literally in anything. And if you guys want to get better at Apex Legends, come in here and practice. This is what this area is made for. So let's move on to my next thing. My next tip for you guys.
Okay, so while I was making this video, I realized that I kind of added a lot of tips and a lot of points to talk about. So the video is going to be real long. So due to that, I'm going to cut the video into 2 parts. So this is going to be the first part. This is going to be pretty much the core fundamentals of the game, like pretty much the basics. The next part is going to give you guys a little bit more advanced tips on how to actually play inside the actual matches. I'm gonna have some gameplay for you guys, and literally breaking down what I'm doing and why I'm doing it in certain situations. So it's gonna be more detailed and it's gonna take a while. So that's why I said I want to make this video into 2 parts. So this is gonna be the first part. So yeah, these are pretty much the fundamentals of the actual game you want to master. Like I said, let's just re-go over everything. First, have the best settings. Like I said, go check out the link in the description for my best settings video if you guys want to check that out. But you can use any settings that you guys like. Next, moving on to aim. Get your guys aim together, come into the firing range, you feel me, and practice your recoil control. You get good to the point where literally, like how you see when I'm using a submachine gun at this distance and I'm still, you know what I'm saying, hitting my target a little bit. I'm multitasking while I'm talking to y'all, so it's a little harder. But practice your aim, practice your recoil control, even practice using some of the snipers, for example. Practice getting headshots. You can practice literally every single weapon in here. If you're really new to the game and you struggle with a lot of the weapons and stuff like that, I really recommend just coming in here for about like 5 to 10 minutes before you get into any matches and just literally playing around with the different guns and trying them out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can even practice with the snipers if you want. Practice getting body shots. Practice getting headshots. But yeah, honestly, the biggest one with that is the recoil control for assault rifles and submachine guns and stuff like that, because those are the main weapons in the game. So make sure you guys get really good at recoil control with the submachine guns and assault rifles. But just like I said, practice literally all the weapons and guns in here. It doesn't hurt. So yeah, that's one thing I want to mention about the aim. And then moving on, what were I talking about? Oh, the movement. So the one thing I didn't talk about in that first tip about movement was, well, I did bring it up, but I didn't specifically talk about this. So let me give you guys an example. Pick up the Kraber. All right, so I talked about slide jumping. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best tools to get around the map when you have to run. You know what I'm saying? So you just run, slide, jump. Run, slide, jump. But as you can see, I have the Kraber out and it's faster than just regular running, honestly, but it's still kind of slow. So in these situations, one thing I did want to talk about was to actually put your gun away. On console, it's the whole triangle or what was it, a Y on Xbox. Put your gun away and literally start slide jumping without your gun. You're gonna run a lot faster. You're gonna get to your destination a lot faster. You can flank on people a lot faster instead of having that gun out. But then as soon as you saying you need it, you can literally just pull out your gun and then, you know what I'm saying, you're here. So I see a lot of new players, they don't do this. They literally just run with their gun out all the time, like how I'm doing right now with the Kraber. And you can still get around the map, but I'm moving real slow compared to a lot of the people who literally just put their gun away and then they'll literally start running and slide jumping. This is how people get really better at the movement, just being a lot quicker. So that's one tip I did want to talk about with your movement. So practice getting in the habit of putting your gun away when you don't have gunfights right away on you, or when you're rotating or going to a different position. Practice putting your gun away and just running and slide jumping. That's going to be real helpful, so you guys can just have faster movement when you're running and rotating and stuff like that. And then, like I said, knowing your legend. The last one was knowing the legend abilities. Let's pull up the legends. I'm tripping. There we go. Like I said, every legend literally, let's go to the abilities, has different abilities. If you know, I personally know every single legend's abilities. Even when they do an update, I'll come into the firing range and just play around with the new legend or the update that they did. But literally knowing all the legends abilities is going to help you guys so much. First, you got to know your legends abilities. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, that's the best thing to do. Like with Pathfinder, you know what I'm saying, just understanding his grapple and stuff like that, his zip line. But if you know all the other legends abilities, it's going to help you guys so much in the game, because you can predict what someone's going to do before they even do it. So I recommend to just come in here to the firing range and just literally playing with all the different legends and their abilities and just see what they do. You don't have to literally write down or, you know what I'm saying, remember exactly everything, how much damage, numbers and everything, but just kind of get a general idea of what certain legends do. For example, if I see a Gibby and I know someone's low on health, I might not push that Gibby because I know he can pop a shield and just heal his teammate, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just try to know as many legends abilities as possible. It's gonna help you guys a bunch. So like I said, this is pretty much just wrapping up the first part of this video. Like I said, I'm gonna make this into 2 parts, so stay up to date for the channel. Subscribe for the second part. I'm gonna have a bunch of in-game content. Also, I'm gonna start. I'm going to start uploading some of my Apex coaching. I have a player that I'm going to be coaching, helping him get better at the game. And I feel like it's going to help get you guys better at the game too, as you guys see me walk him through some of his issues and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys leave a comment down below. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Trying to think if there's anything I missed. So like I said, I'm going to have a bunch more information in part 2. So yeah, make sure you guys leave a like. It helps me so much to grow on YouTube. Please leave a like. I can't, you know what I'm saying, stress that a lot enough. Please leave a like if you guys find this video useful. Like I said, just helps me out a ton. Controller tripping. And then subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Bunch of Apex Legends content on the way. Bunch of first-person shooters content on the way. Even Marathon. I'm super excited for Marathon. Bungie's new first-person shooter. So yeah, we grinding. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the second part, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.
For not to having my way, I'm on a plane, having my way. I'm in these foreigns, having my way. Counting the money, just having my way. Having my way, having my way. Currently women, just having my way. I'm at the Gucci store, having my way. Flexing on nigga, just having my way. Just having my way, just having my way. Hit up your body, make you all them shake. I got the key to the motherfucking safe.